Hello. Welcome back to Carrington's Corner. I know it's been a while. I think it's been about a year since I have posted a video. But now I'm ready and I'm ready to get back. And yeah, so that's a little spill. So I am going to switch from movies. So the last two videos was about the Tyler Perry's Why Did I Get Married 1 and 2. And this episode will be about Ready to Love, the reunion. So let's get into it. And you will see me going back and forth because I am voice recording as well as video recording. So yeah. So let's jump into it. So at the beginning of the reunion, Tommy does the seating arrangement where they have the final couple sitting together, and then the couples or the person who didn't make it, and then they have the rest of the cast in the back. So the setup was from where I'm watching, on the right side it was Randall and Jamala, and then on the left side it was Mike and Brandy. And as I was noticing while he was talking, that they weren't sitting by each other like close knit, like sitting by each other, like like arms around each other, both couples. And I just thought that it was interesting that, I'm jumping ahead to the end, that they didn't mention Mike and Brandy at the beginning, about asking them about why they weren't sitting by each other and why they weren't embraced. But Tommy did go after Jamala and Randall and asked them where their relationship status was, and both Jamala and Randall were saying that it's a process. It's a process of them figuring out who they are, and I guess who they are individually and who they are as a couple. And I just thought that was interesting, how they decided that when Randall and Jamala were talking, that Kayla was just like rolling her eyes. She rolled her eyes both times. So I don't know if Randall may or may not still be talking to Kayla or not, and if that's a whole love triangle like Tandy, Mike, and Raina from season 1. Hopefully I'm getting their names right. From season 1, that's the type of vibes that I was getting. And I don't know, it just didn't, it was just off to me that they're committed to each other, but they're not exclusive, and they're dating other people. I don't know, it just seems like they're not in sync like they thought they were. And I'm thinking that Jamala didn't realize how immature Randall could be, and that how on the reunion of all days that you decided to get a haircut and trim down your beard, while all the other episodes from the whole season you didn't have your beard trimmed and didn't have your hair cut and was wearing t-shirts and shorts the whole season. I just didn't get how he had 3 connections and was the most simple dressed out of all of them. And I get that he's a fitness instructor and he's supposed to be working out, but there's something about being a boss in anything that you do, that you have to dress the part. Like you have to, it, it, you can dress down, and that doesn't mean that you are like homeless or whatever they want to say, like poor, um, because you want to dress down and have sweatpants on and a hoodie and all that other stuff. But for dates, you show up with jeans and plain shirts or short sleeve shirts, while all the other guys had on dress pants or had on jeans, but they were colorful jeans that you can match up with like a pattern top or something and some dress shoes and actually look presentable. I don't know. I don't know. And then he didn't mention Michael Brandy, so that was. Let's see. What's next? The beginning was pretty much was boring. I think he talked about LJ and all Sharice, Looney, Shakira, who else? Tranika were there, and Tranika's talking about they all have a different day of the week with LJ, and Tommy asking LJ if he was still in contact with his ex, which he is, which is not a surprise because the way that he presented the information, it's like when you have a connection with someone, you can't turn it off. And I'm just like, well, LJ, why were you on the show? You just wasting time for other people to be on the show if you were gonna still be with your ex and still having relations with your ex a month before the show, not even a month before the show, and it's called Ready to Love. So I don't know, that was interesting. Who else did they talk about? Oh, they talked about the love triangle between Mike, Brandy, and Kayla, and how Mike until the very end couldn't decide between who he wanted to be with, which I don't know how he couldn't really decipher. I mean, I get that they're both very beautiful and very smart, very put together, very ambitious, but very different. But at the same time, it's like, Mike, though, you should have known. And I think that he already did know. He just didn't want to hurt Kayla's feelings. And I'm glad that they showed the scene where Mike was talking to Kayla and saying that I think that I decided to go and be with Brandy instead of being with you, because they didn't show that during the last episode, the season finale. So that was great to see, but I think it's something that we all knew sitting behind the screen and watching, knowing that he was going to pick Brandy anyway. And I just wish that he would have told Kayla earlier than now. I don't know. It was just too little too late. And then showing what Randall did, I thought that was great too. But Randall knew who he was going to pick. We all knew who Randall was going to pick. So I just wish that he would have told Kayla before then. But I also think that Kayla should have did what Sharice did, which was bow out gracefully. Because I just think that if Kayla couldn't decide, not saying that she was supposed to decide first, but if she couldn't make a decision, then that means that they couldn't make a decision either. And because they couldn't make a decision, she couldn't make a decision. So it was just back and forth. And I just think that she should have just bowed out gracefully. So then close to the end, about Zoe and Sharice, which pretty much disturbed me watching it, because why was he allowed to be, I guess, get riled up over a comment that we didn't get to see on air, about maybe her saying something about we're going to barbecue him or something like that. So you as a man have decided that because she said something about barbecuing you, that you were going to put a pool stick in her face and say that she's fake and that she's not real and this or that. And for you to be a grown man to do that, it just shows your character. It's just that your character is not great. It's not good. And the fact that he was still going at it at the reunion says a lot about how hurt he is. But then he's giving off the energy like he doesn't care. Like, it just just make it make sense. I just don't understand where that came from. And I think Charisse handled it the way that she should have. I just think that besides, I think in that episode, LJ was the only guy that came over to Charisse and asked her if she was okay and, see if she needed anything. I think walked her out or something like that. But LJ was the only one. And then while it happened again at the reunion, none of the men said anything. Like, they were laughing. Like, of course it's funny. Maybe I'm taking their laughter differently. Maybe they're laughing because it's ridiculous, not because it's funny. But still, he just did too much for a man. I just hope that he doesn't have any kids, especially daughters, because I would hate for them to see how their father is acting towards a female. Like, it's just, you were going too hard at a female. Like, it wasn't even that necessary. That comment wasn't even that hurtful. Like, it'd be different if she said she'll beat you up, or like she'll beat you like you stole something or something like that. But it was just a fun comment. It wasn't like, I just feel like he took it the wrong way. And the fact that Tommy didn't say anything was talking about, hold on. Let's just agree to disagree. No. Tommy should have checked him and said, hey man, like, I know you got some issues. I know there's still stuff flaring from that episode, and I know that you rewatched it, you got reheated, but let's not do this. Like, let's show a different black man. Let's show a non-aggressive black man on TV. Can we show that? Especially towards a female, especially towards a black female. That's what Tommy should have said. But no, he's talking about let's agree to disagree, calm down, whatever. It just took it too far. And then because I'm still trying to figure out how backstage Zoe and Swayze got into it, but at the same time, Zoe starts stuff. He instigates stuff, and he just be sitting back, chilling. So he's like, let's go, let's do this. Like, you don't talk about me and and we get add to it. And then they was like, come on. Like, he's just sitting there chilling. It's just like, no. Like, why were you on the show? Because it doesn't seem like you were trying to find love. It seems like you were trying to be combative and aggressive. And then for him to leave and not say, you know what? As a man, I should talk to Tommy before I go and let him know that this is not the environment for me. This is not what I thought that would be taking place at the reunion, and I just need to leave. That's what he could have said, but he just left like a coward. But okay. It shows the type of man that he is, and he was just wasting everybody else's screen time anyway. So then at the end, he goes and Tommy mentions the disagreements and the disagreements of the show. So at first he talked about, let's see, Katie and Shakira, and how Shakira felt some type of way when Katie had said, Shakira would benefit greatly from this conversation because of what she's been through, blah, blah, blah. And how Shakira was feeling like it was betrayal because Mike was sitting right there while they were having the discussion. And Shakira was like, I was just going to leave because I don't want to be in somebody's mess talking about another female and she's not here. Which I respected that. But I just think that it was just a misunderstanding that could have been squashed. But I think it was made bigger than what it was. And I get that Shakira was hurt about even the slightest mention, because you'd be like, what situation is that? Because it's curiosity. But I don't know. It's just, Katie is very headstrong and very opinionated and very Katie's out there, and I just feel like she could have just, if she felt like she felt, you can't diminish that though. I know that you could say, well, that's not what I did, but that's how she felt. So you could say, you know what, I'm sorry, I didn't know that it triggered you. I was mentioning in something positive versus something negative, and I didn't know that it was going to trigger you, and I didn't know that it was going to affect you like that. So I would like to apologize, but that really wasn't my intention, but I would like to apologize, something like that. But Kate was like, but I didn't do anything wrong. I could apologize, but she's making it seem like she's a victim all the time, and I don't play the victim roles and and I'm like, okay, next topic, because I don't think Katie understands what she did. And even though Shakira was mentioning it, and it was mentioned too much, harboring over it too much, that just mentioned too much. And then how Shakira, I guess, I don't know what it was about. Oh, Katie had mentioned that she was like, I didn't even have any issues with you. I had issues with Sharice. I had like vices. I had, attitudes with Sharice. So when you said something to me, I was just blindsided. I was confused. And how Shakira mentioned, I know that Katie mentioned Sharice, but how Shakira was about to go back and forth with Sharice and talking to her, I'm like, why though? Why are you bringing other people? Like, Katie made a point, you're making an attack. You just attack it. So that was just too much, and they weren't going to solve any of the issues going back and forth. So, yeah. So then at the end, Tom is like, Sharice and Katie had issues as well. And let's take a look, and they're showing the date with, it was on the left, it was Mike and Sharice, and then on the right, it was LJ and Katie, and how Sharice was like, I thought we were going to be friends. I thought that we were going to, I thought that we were going to, be friends. I got text messages. I thought we were going to be cool. And Katie was like, we were never going to be cool. Like, you just fake. We're just never going to be cool. And I was like, okay. So I just think that Katie just went way too hard and way too left. And Sharice was like, you know what? I'm not going to let you walk all over me. I wasn't even yelling at you. I was talking to you like adults should be talking to each other. And you're just yelling at me. Like, you're yelling. And now I'm going to have to yell too. And then now I'm going to have to be disrespectful. So, for me personally, I was on Sharice's side because I feel like Katie has been very combative this whole season, and Katie wants things her way or the highway. And even with her talking to Swayze, she's asking a bunch of questions, but she's not letting him respond to any questions. And she knew what type of guy she was getting into. Like, he's more go with the flow. And you decided with your planned self, because you like to make plans all the time, your planned self, that you decided that you were going to want to be with someone and date someone and like someone that's like to be go with the flow. You see, there's already going to be some friction there. But yeah, so then it got heated, at the reunion after they showed it, and Tommy's asking Sharice things, and then Katie and respond, and Katie, going back and forth saying that, I would drag you, hit me, whatever. Sharice, about hit me. I'm like, it's not. And then Tommy has the nerve to talk about, hey, we should not be doing this, as black women, y'all should not be doing this, just, I don't know, it just feel like it's a double standard when girls do it versus, because I feel like sometimes words can be even more dangerous and even more aggressive than thumbs and fingers and knees and legs and feet. And the fact that he would try and break up Sharice and Katie but didn't call out Zoe for being aggressive towards Sharice. I just don't understand how he wouldn't protect a black woman against a black man, but he'll protect a black woman against a black woman. I don't know, it just didn't make any sense. And for it to end like that, I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. So I saw the previews for the next episode, and I think I see that Mike is being emotional to Brandon. Brandon's like, hearing this for the first time, and this is so nice, blah blah blah. And just, yeah, I don't know how the next episode is gonna go, but we shall see what happens next. I don't know, but we'll see. It's just, I don't know about this season. It's definitely not the best season, but it's definitely not the worst season. And I would say it's not the worst season because it's not even about content. Well, I could say it's about content, but not the information that's being put out in the singles. It's just about how long it is. This is more of a original Ready to Love length versus, what was it, the last two about DC and Potomac went by so fast. And then there's already, I guess they're already filming a new season already because it's coming out in January in Dallas. So we'll see how that goes. Bring it back to Texas. Maybe it'll bring some people who are actually ready to love and not wasting time, because this season felt like people were wasting time. Like, why was Justice on the show? I just don't know if he was really ready to love or not. Hopefully that'll be discussed next episode, next reunion. But how Justice was just spewing out words talking about, I don't chase. I don't pursue. A girl needs to pursue me. Okay. And look where that got you. Eliminated. The fact that he went to the all-white party and left, and Tommy was okay with that and didn't send him home until like 2 weeks later, versus LJ not showing up at all and he got suspended. Not suspended, eliminated that same episode. I don't know. Hopefully that'll be discussed, because I'd rather someone not show up, because he knows that it would be disrespectful to show up and leave than to not show up at all. And I'd rather have kept LJ, because you kept Justice. And Justice came and left. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we will see on the next episode what happens. But thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode review. And bye.